Lady Elizabeth Bathory, the Countess of Blood, born to nobility, aid to women ravaged by war, punished for sadistic crimes, leaving a body count of 650 tortured victims. Is this historical legend factual, or a good old-fashioned conspiracy, 1600s style? Hey guys, my name is Edgar, and you're watching Historical Conspiracies. Alright, before we get into the nitty-gritty though, please give some love to our sponsors. BizBin.com. Got stuff? Sell stuff. Need stuff? Get stuff. These guys have a really great community-focused marketplace where you can set up shops and do auctions and all kinds of great things. So definitely check out BizBin.com. Elizabeth Bathory, Countess of Blood, as she is often called, was a wealthy landowner in the 1600s around the areas of Hungary, Transylvania, and Slovakia. Actually, she was mainly in Hungary, but owned property in all these areas. She wasn't just rich, guys. She was like richy rich. But of course, it wouldn't be an episode on this channel if there wasn't a little bit more. So, as there were dark legends and rumors arising around her, people came to believe that she was a demonic monster of a human being who bathed in the blood of her victims and, enacted all manner of horrifying blood orgies and tortures. So, was she truly a psychotic, bloodthirsty demoness, or a victim of a massive political conspiracy at the time? Well, let's find out. Alright, so Elizabeth was born into essentially royalty, relatives who were princes and dukes and all manner of political positions and of nobility. She was engaged at age 11 and got married by age 15, which really wasn't all that strange for the time. But she actually kept her family name, as her family's social standing was much higher than her husband's. She was in fact well educated and could read and write in a number of languages, I believe at least 4. While her husband was away for war, the duties of defending and maintaining their lands and estates and properties all fell to her. She was said to have intervened and helped women who were victims of the war, and even in charge of what we might today call the health care for their people, which of course, wouldn't be much health care at the time. So sounds like a regular community caregiver to me, right? Then one day, a man named George Thurzo came along, and forgive me if I'm not pronouncing the names properly. You guys can let me know. I'm kind of using a romanized version of names. So George Thurzo, he was assigned by the king to investigate rumors about Lady Bathory. The rumors accused her of horrific torture and gruesome deeds being perpetrated against her own people, her servants, and so on, with the help of allegedly incestuous old hags. Apparently, they were having blood orgies for special occasions, such as her daughter's wedding and any other holidays. So Thurzo gathered testimony from 300 people, according to records, confirming these ghastly acts of torture. To name a few, and I won't name them all because there's just way too many, but to name a few of the things they accused her of: putting servants up to their necks in ice water outside in the cold until they died, forcing servants to cook and eat parts of their own body, burned their genitals with red-hot keys, sticks, and coins. Oh man, smeared a girl with honey and tied her up to be eaten alive by ants. She, of course, summoned a magical cloud filled with 90 cats to torment her enemies. Okay. And she apparently bathed in the blood of virgins, or possibly anybody's blood, but it looks like virgin blood was the way to go. So when Thurzo claimed he caught her covered in blood in the act of such deeds, it seems like an open and shut case. There was no trial, there was no court proceedings, she was basically put under house arrest. That doesn't sound so bad, right, for, horrifically maiming and torturing people. Only in this case, house arrest meant she was walled up in a room in her own house, or her own castle, I guess, with only a small opening for air and food to be passed through. She eventually died 4 years later on August 21st, 1614. What a terrible fate to have. So, as you can see, this is a pretty old school conspiracy theory, and it also sounds kind of familiar compared to some more modern scenarios and conspiracies involving politics and smear campaigns and propaganda. A wealthy, well-educated woman who runs a veritable kingdom, who happens to be owed a large sum of money by the king. Well, if she could be removed, then the assets default to the king, and his debt is null and void. So suddenly, she is a bloodthirsty demoness who enjoys every single sick and grotesque action that freaks everyone out at the time, and so of course she needs to be eliminated, for the good of the people. It is important to note, actually, that Bathory was detained and held long before any bodies or evidence were submitted. So, gosh, I wonder how that is possible if Thurzo actually caught her in the act. Well, I have been really interested in Bathory since the first time I encountered her in a book when I was younger, and did a little bit more research lately. But after learning more about her, it is my personal belief, so not just my own personal belief, that there is a very, very good chance that she was completely set up. And when I say the above list of crimes was a short list, I was not kidding. There are tons and tons of alleged, gruesome, horrifying, terrible things that she was allegedly, doing to people. And I think what we're seeing is simply a more primitive and superstitious version of a smear campaign to discredit and eliminate a political obstacle. What do you guys think? Was justice totally scammed, or am I just seeing clues and red flags as a result of badly maintained historical information? Well, let me know in the comments below what you think. The story and legend of Bathory has inspired many films. If you know of any awesome movies or TV shows that include her character, please share them in the comments below. And if you have any requests for upcoming videos from historical conspiracies, share those as well, and we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, thanks for watching Historical Conspiracies, and as always, have a creepy day.